Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys what my favorite products are from all of the recent launches. There's been a lot coming out in 2021 and I have a box full of all of my favorite things that have come out this year so far. Not this year, I'll say like after January. This is basically my February, March, and April favorites because I suck at favorite videos and I haven't done one in 3 months. So that's what we're really doing here. Anyways, if you guys like this video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Patty and I love to do reviews on new products that come out. I am palette obsessed and I am of course inviting you to subscribe to my channel before you leave. Of course, every single thing that I'll be talking about in today's video is going to be linked down in the description box for you guys. So please make sure that you check down there for anything that you're interested in. Let me go ahead and start with some products that I tried very recently that I have been obsessed with, and I am wearing a lot of the products that I'm talking about in this video. And the first thing I want to mention is the new Huda Beauty lipstick formula. These are the cream lipsticks by Huda Beauty. The color that I'm wearing today is the color Habibi and I love this color. It's like a really beautiful medium to dark type of look. Now my favorite thing about these lipsticks is definitely the formula. These products have a shine, like if you had put a gloss on them, but you don't have to. The cream bullet lipstick just comes with this beautiful shine to it. And not only are they extremely glossy, but also really full of pigment. So I have two shades that I picked up, I think from the Sephora sale. One of the shades is the color Habibi, which is of course the one that I'm wearing. That was one swipe and you get that much pigment. And the second color I got is the color Hustler. Again, that was one swipe, but it was very skinny. That was my bad. Okay, there we go. So this is the color Hustler, which is a more nude shade, which is kind of the colors that I tend to gravitate towards a little more. I got Habibi to step out of my comfort zone of all of my nude lipsticks looking the same, and I have been absolutely loving it. I also love the name of it. So the new Huda Beauty cream lipsticks, don't sleep on them. They are beautiful. I guess since I randomly started with lipsticks, I'm going to continue with lip products. And I also wanted to talk about the new Huda lip liners. When I first saw these, by the way, it took me a while to realize that these were like twist up instead of the ones that you have to sharpen. Thankfully, I didn't put them in a sharpener, but I didn't realize it at first. Anyways, I have two of these and I absolutely love them. I didn't necessarily get lip liners that go with my lipsticks. I can combine them, but they're not perfect matches to one another. Anyways, so I got the color Pinky Brown, which has definitely been my favorite one of the two because this is the type of lip liner that I generally gravitate towards. It looks kind of like my lips but better, a little bit more intense. And the other color I grabbed was the color Terracotta, which is a little bit of a warmer type of nude shade. It's got a little bit of orange in it. This one actually pairs really well with the color Hustler. These are very creamy and very long lasting, and something that instantly became a favorite for me. I've been reaching for these non-stop. And then the last lip product I have to talk about is also lip liners, and these are the lip liners from Natasha Denona. Now these are lip liners that you do sharpen, and I have them in 3 different colors. When they first launched, I bought 2, and then I loved them so much that I had to get a 3rd shade. So these are the 3 colors that I grabbed. I have the colors Natasha, Ilona, and Julia. Ilona right here in the center is definitely my favorite one because it's a little bit of a darker, cool tone, medium brown type of shade. I really like to combine that one with a lot of my lipsticks. I feel like it goes with everything and it gives my lips really nice definition. I actually am wearing the color Ilona with the Habibi lipstick from Huda Beauty today, so you can see it around my lips a little bit and then the lipstick in the center. And these are the creamiest, most long-lasting lip liners. I don't get how they can go on so glidey and last for so long. I absolutely love the wearability of these, and I love every single one of the shades that I have. Again, out of the three, I think Ilona is my favorite one, just because I feel like I can combine that one with most of my lipsticks. But Natasha is a beautiful lighter nude, and this one right here is perfect if you like a little bit more warmth in your lipsticks. Done with the lipstick category, and there's two eyeliners I have to mention, and these are actually from e.l.f. Cosmetics. These are the eyeliners from the e.l.f. Cosmetics and Jen Atkin collection. I've only ever used these on my waterline. I have a black and a brown one. These are very basic, okay? But I love them. I never thought that these would be as soft as they are. They go on my waterline seamlessly, and they last in there for a very long time. And I know that these are very inexpensive from e.l.f. So if you're in the hunt for a good eyeliner, a good brown, a good black that you can put in your waterline and that it will stay, I would definitely give these e.l.f. ones a try. During the past few months, we've had a few launches in the eyebrow category, but my favorite thing that's come out is undoubtedly the Brow Cheat from Charlotte Tilbury. I did a video trying this one for the first time, and my first impressions on it were like, it's okay, it performs, it's a good brow pencil, but I wasn't over the moon impressed by it until that night, because I realized how long these last. I think I did something like lay my face in a pillow. Usually I lose an eyebrow when I do that, okay? For the most part, when I lay down and rub my face on a pillow, my eyebrows come off a little bit. And this stuff does not move. I don't know if it's waterproof, I don't know if it's transfer proof, I don't know what the properties are, but I know that it is very long lasting. The other thing I noticed that I immediately really did like about it was that sometimes when you use an eyebrow gel, I am obsessed with the Anastasia Brow Freeze. I use it every day to lift my eyebrows. Well, sometimes when you use an eyebrow gel to lift your eyebrows like I do, the pencils don't perform as well going on top of skin that has gel, right? Because they look a little bit less pigmented because they're going on top of something that is not skin, which is what they were made to go on top of. And this stuff right here goes on like a dream on top of any surface I put it on. So I can put my brow freeze on, and then I use this eyebrow pencil. I underline my eyebrows with it, I fill it up a little bit, and it performs really nicely. So needless to say, I've been absolutely loving this one lately. If you guys check the description box of my videos, you'll see that I have been using this one non-stop. I do go ahead and use a brow pen as well afterwards, but that is because I'm super extra with my eyebrows. One more thing I love about it is that it is refillable, so you're paying $25 for it the first time, but then it's only $15 for the refill after that. So that is definitely another great perk about it. And I love the packaging. Okay, now I'm done. I'm very passionate about that eyebrow pencil. A primer that I discovered throughout the past few months and I've been obsessed with is the NYX Marshmallow Primer. This stuff right here is kind of like a dupe-ish to the Tasha the Liquid Silk Canvas. It has a similar consistency, and I feel like they do similar things. They help to blur my pores, they hydrate my face, they feel nice and creamy, and they make my makeup last longer. In addition, this one has a beautiful scent to it. Now, I do still prefer the Tatcha one. I feel like it's a little bit more blurring than this one is, but this is definitely an amazing drugstore alternative to that one, and it doesn't break the bank, you know? This Marshmallow Primer, definitely keep it in your radar because I think you'll really like it. Another drugstore product that I have been obsessed with lately is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. I have mine in light 210, and I love this because it has a really radiant finish, a medium to full coverage. It builds up nicely. It has a very high SPF. Every time I wear this, I have a really good makeup day, and I have been reaching for it a lot. So this is something else that came to my life within the past few months, and I've thoroughly enjoyed using it since. Oh, it says here that it also has collagen peptides and niacinamide, so it also has skincare properties to it, which makes it that much better. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. The e.l.f. Camo CC Cream is worth every penny. And while we're on the subject of foundation, let me go ahead and mention the foundation that I'm wearing right now, and that is the Liss Beauty foundation. This is called the Triple Fix Serum Foundation. It's got hyaluronic acid, turmeric, and ashwagandha. A lot of the lighter shades of this foundation are unfortunately still sold out of the Sephora website. Whenever it restocks, I am going to make sure to let you guys know. This foundation is beautiful. It has a luminous finish, a medium coverage, it wears really nicely. I have dry skin and I find it to be a moisturizing foundation, and I see myself reaching for this one a lot. If you guys have ever tried the Pat McGrath foundation, I feel like this could be a little bit more affordable of an alternative to the Pat McGrath foundation. I love the Pat McGrath foundation, and that one is a little bit thinner than this one on the skin. However, I feel like visually they look very similar. So definitely check this one out if you haven't already, and if you have a more medium to dark complexion, go to the REPHR website and check today because they do have a lot of those shades available. It's lighter ones that are out of stock. Let's go ahead and move on to some bronzer, and I have been obsessed with the Laguna Cream Bronzer. This stuff is so pigmented and so blendable, and it has the prettiest natural to luminous finish to it. I find myself having to like set it with some sort of bronzer or setting powder on top just because I find it a little bit too luminous for a bronzer. I'm just used to my bronzer being a little bit more on the matte side. However, you can use this so many ways. You can use it under your foundation if you want to underpaint, or you can use it on top of your foundation the way that I did today. And just be very careful and use it sparingly because this stuff is pigmented, but I have absolutely loved using it since I got it because it is just such an easy to use product. It blends out so nicely. It's easy to place. The consistency of this NARS bronzer is amazing, and I'm honestly so glad that I picked this one up. While we are in the subject of bronzers, of course I have to mention the new Dior bronzer. I still don't understand what happened to the lighter colors of this because it starts at 5. However, 5 has worked for me. I used it a little bit today over my NARS bronzer just to kind of mattify things a little bit. And as you can see, it's not a color that is too dark for me by any means. Now, obviously, the packaging is what instantly drew me in. And then when I tried it and I saw that it actually performs very nicely, I fell in love with it. So if you guys are wondering about this and you haven't tried it yet, I definitely recommend that you do because I really love using it. You know, I love my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and I feel like I've been reaching for this one just as much as I've been reaching for my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I like that this one is a little bit more pigmented on my skin. With this one I can apply a little bit and blend it out, which just saves me a little bit of time. Also has refillable packaging, which is definitely a plus. Done with bronzer, so let's get into some blushes, and the Liz Beauty blush has been really kind to me. I love this one. I have it in the color Confident. This one looks barely touched because with my fair skin, a little bit of this goes a huge way. I remember when I first tried this one for the video, I had so much blush on. If you haven't seen my Liz Beauty review, I definitely recommend that video. Anyways, this blush, very blendable, very pigmented. A little bit goes a very long way. You can put it underneath or on top of powder and it performs just the same both ways. And honestly, there's a lot of cream blushes that I've tried / have come out recently, and this one for some reason stands out. I have absolutely been loving it. It might be that I just chose a color that I love, which sometimes happens, but this blush is incredible. It's only $16 and I definitely recommend it. On the opposite side of the spectrum, on the expensive side, I have, and I thought about not talking about this one in this video, but I'm going to talk about it, the Hermes blushes. Okay, so here's the thing. They're $77. I don't recommend them. I don't, okay? For $77, I don't think that they're worth it. But I spent the $77 so I could review it for you guys. And so I have been forced to use it. I forced myself to use it because I wanted to review it for you guys. And now that I have it, and without thinking about how much money I spent on it, I really love it. It performs amazingly. I love this color in particular, which is 23 Rose Blush. It's the color I'm wearing. It's a little bit different for me because I usually don't go for peachy blushes, but I am in love with this shade. I think it complements my skin so nicely, and I really love the formula of this blush. It's like a very creamy powder and it builds up so nicely. You can use a little bit of blush or a lot of blush. It's very customizable. The packaging, plastic and all, is pretty. I'm not going to go into too much depth, but basically if I don't think about how much I spent on this blush, I really love it and I've enjoyed using it. Now, I still think that $77 for a blush is absolutely insane. That just is what it is. Moving on to highlighters, I also have a couple of these that came out recently that I've been really liking. One of them being the Pat McGrath highlighter in Divine Rose. Pat McGrath had a launch in February, and this highlighter was accompanied by, I believe, some lipsticks and an eyeshadow quad. And out of everything in that launch, this is the product that I've definitely loved the most and that I have continued to use. I really like the gold and pink shift that this highlighter has to it, and I find that it complements my skin tone, and I find that it complements a lot of looks that I tend to like to do. So this one's been a favorite as of lately. And then another highlighter that I have been loving lately is the new Dior highlighter. I have mine in the color 001, and that is the highlighter that I'm wearing today. I really like how it has a really pretty pearly shift to it, and these were recently restocked on the Dior website, so if you've been keeping an eye or you've been wanting it, definitely check out the link down in the description box and get it before it sells out again. I hadn't ever had one of this formula of highlighter from Dior before, and I have to say I much prefer these to the highlighters from Dior that come in the quad. For some reason I'm not overly impressed with those, but this I think is a much better formula. Now this next product I have been in love with for the past few months, to the point where one of them, and I have two different shades, is running low, and I've only had it since like the beginning of February, and that is the Push-Up Concealer from Pure Cosmetics. I've mentioned this here and there in a few videos, and you guys, if you haven't tried this formula yet, I highly recommend that you do. These concealers are creamy, they are hydrating, they're long lasting, they don't crease much, they're very easily set with a little bit of powder. I'm very particular with my concealers. There's very few concealers that I'm in love with. I always talk to you guys about my YSL Full Cover and my Pat McGrath concealer. Well, I have a new favorite, and that is this one. It took me a little while to accept it. I was like, no, there's no way I like these as much as I like those, because those have been longtime favorites of mine, but I honestly see myself reaching for these concealers on a daily basis. I still love my YSL and Pat McGrath concealers, of course, but these right here are definitely also worth you checking them out. I have two shades with me. The highlighty shade that I have is LG3, and the one that is more like the color of my skin is LP4, just for reference. Definitely check these out. They are available at Ulta, and I have been obsessed with them since I've had them. Something else I wanted to mention that I tried recently is the Rare Beauty Eyelid Primer. I've been using this one like crazy. I like that it conceals my eyelids and it makes my eyeshadows look pigmented and last a little bit longer. I don't know what else to say, it's just an eyeshadow primer, but I've been reaching for this one over my Mario one because I just find it a little bit easier to put on and blend out. Almost at the end of the video, the only thing I have left to show you is eyeshadows, and I don't have that much eyeshadow to show you. So the first thing I wanted to mention is definitely the Glow by Auric Smoke Reflex. I have two colors of this one. I have Ego and Temper. Ego being the more pewter silvery shade, and Temper being like a rose gold type of shade. I reach for these whenever I want my makeup to be done quickly. It's only 2 steps and they give you the most glamorous put together look. So if you haven't checked out Glow by Auric, I definitely recommend that you get your hands on these because they're so easy to use and you get a really nice blend, you get depth, you get shimmer, you get everything that you lost from an eyeshadow look in 2 easy steps. Now last but not least, an eyeshadow palette, and this is the only eyeshadow palette that has come out in the past few months that I am obsessed with, that I am in love with. I love this palette, okay? This is the palette I didn't know I needed, and I love it. So it is this right here, the Club Nebula palette. Unfortunately, this is limited edition. I think it's restocked a few times, and I don't know if it's currently available or not, but this was the only palette that I could think of that I love that has come out in the past 3 months. I loved every single look I created with this one, and this is a palette that I see myself going back to multiple times. It has really nice deep shades. It has really beautiful sparkle shades with like duochrome shifts to them. It also has perfect transition colors. This palette is pure perfection. My favorite thing that Kaleidos has ever released. This was a collaboration with a YouTuber, and Angie did the most incredible work at curating these colors for this Club Nebula palette. This palette is incredible. Okay, so that is it. That is all I had for you guys in this video. Of course, every single thing I talked about is going to be linked down below. If you want to know about anything else that I'm wearing on my face, it'll also be linked down in the description box of this video, so make sure you check it out. So I really hope that you guys like this about my favorite products from all of the recent launches. These are definitely products that are worth having. I've tried a lot of products in the past 3 months, and I know that this was like quite a collection of things, but these are all worth every penny. These are great additions to anyone's makeup collection, and if you guys get any of these, or if you already have some of these, make sure you let me know how you feel about them down in the comment section, because I like to feel validated, and so if any of these are your favorites as well, I would like to know. If you guys like this video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. Follow me on Instagram at @PattyCAlonso for more behind the scenes / different content over there, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you guys so much, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye!